10 huge free games still to come in 2025 are about to crash your backlog. Some are only weeks out, some are still hiding behind betas, and all of them ask for zero cash upfront. I'm breaking down what they actually let you do and why they might eat your free time. We start with the one that keeps popping kickflips in my head. Skate. If you like games where freedom is the hook, Skate is basically a giant concrete playground. Early access is planned for the end of summer 2025 and the price tag is zero. The city of San Amsterdam is a full 3D space with spots everywhere and streets that invites you to try dumb ideas just to see if they work. Crossplay and cross progression are already in and the game is always online. Platforms include PC, PlayStation 5 and 4, Xbox Series and One with mobile planned after launch. Insider playtests are running in waves and invites are limited, so keep the sign up page bookmarked. Servers can hold up to 150 players, which means the place actually feels alive. You can jump off your board, climb, drop your own rails and ramps and build quick sessions with whoever is around. Seasonal updates promise fresh areas and new gears to style your character. Cosmetics use a premium currency called Sanvan Books, so people are watching how heavy the shop gets. The fun core is still the stick flick control that makes every trick feel earned. So if you enjoy experimenting and filming your best lines, this one lines up with you. Next up is 2XKO, Riot's love letter to couch memories and net play marathons. Launch is to lock for 2025 and it will cost exactly nothing on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. The camera sticks to a classic side view, but the characters are fully 3D, so specials pop in a way old sprites never could. You pick 2 League of Legends champions, tag them in and out and chain supers together. Riot's rollback netcode keeps online matches smooth, and crossplay means one shared player pool. Modes cover ranked, casual lobbies, on-the-fly tournaments, and a training lab that shows friend data without making you dig through wikis. Riot has run 2 closed tests so far with another community lab promised for later this year. Players are already theory crafting wild partner combinations and praising the clean input buffer that lets newbies mash without feeling left out while still giving veterans room to flex. Monetization is planned to stay cosmetic, so the fun sits entirely in learning matchups and landing that first perfectly timed assist combo. Now let's lock and load with Delta Force. The series returns to consoles on August 19, 2025 as a free tactical shooter on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series with full crossplay to PC. It leans into gritty realism, running on Unreal Engine 5 and matches scale up to 64 players with vehicles, objective chains and sprawling desert maps inspired by real locations. An extraction mode lets smaller squads drop in, grab intel and race for the chopper while AI patrols complicate every route. A separate story campaign based on Black Hawk Down is coming later as a paid add-on, but the multiplayer sandbox stays free. 4 operator classes cover Assault, Recon, Support and Engineer, each with deep weapon tuning and gadget slots. The recent PC beta showed destructible walls, drone spotting and a ping system that keeps solo queue sane. Players love the punchy gun feel and the return of long-range ballistic drop, though the kernel-level anti-cheat has sparked debate. If you miss shooters where map knowledge matters as much as Twitch aim, Delta Force is lining up to fill that gap. Rennsport shifts things into gear with a simple promise. Come try for free, then stick around if the physics feel right. It is a fully 3D sim racer on Unreal Engine 5 with laser scanned tracks and shiny bodywork that actually looks like metal, not plastic. Early access is already live on PC and the plan is to hit PlayStation 5, Xbox Series this year, with crossplay on the roadmap. Steering wheels are supported, but a pad works fine if that is what you have. The big draw is organized competition. Weekly events, license leagues, and a proper ranking ladder mean you always have something to chase beside lap ghosts. If you just want a hot lap alone, you can do that, but the matchmaking is quick and the penalty system actually tries to stop dive bombs. Cars and tracks are added over time and some of them will cost extra, so the free tag covers entry, but not every piece of content. Reviews on Steam are mixed right now, mostly around bugs and missing features, but updates are rolling in fast. So if you crave tight racing without paying up front, this one sits neatly in your lane. Fate Trigger is for anyone who likes shooters with style and powers without the price tag. It is free to play tactical shooter with a bold anime look, built in Unreal Engine 5, and a closed beta starts on 24 July. You pick an operative, each with a small set of abilities that shape how you move and how you win fights. One mode drops a large group into a shrinking battlefield where scavenging and quick decisions matter, while another mode is tighter and objective-based for short, high-stress rounds. Guns feel punchy, recoil patterns can be learned, and gadgets like shields or traps change the tempo of a fight in seconds. Customizing your loadouts between the matches is part of the loop, so you're never stuck with one playstyle. Monetization focuses on skins and cosmetics, which keeps the power level fair. There has been some chatter about camera angles and character design being a bit much, so the team will need to listen, but the core idea is clear. Fast movement, flashy ultimates and a focus on teamwork make it an easy pick if you want something new to grind with friends. Neverness to Everness drops you into a neon city that keeps slipping into the weird. One minute you're racing a bike past billboards, the next you're swinging a sword through a hallway that does not follow normal physics. It is free to play, planned for PC, PlayStation 5, iOS and Android, and a closed beta just finished in early July with more tests promised. The draw is freedom to explore and the pace of combat. You move fast, change skills, swap characters mid-fight, and break enemy armor before they break yours. Loot and characters come through a pull system, but the studio keeps talking about clear guarantees, so you're not praying forever. Cars, gadgets and short story episodes give you breaks between battles, which makes the world feel like a place rather than a lobby. People are cautious because the team's last game turned trendy at the end, yet early testers say this one feels smoother. If you enjoy bouncing between story, city wandering and flashy fights, keep this one on your radar. Ballad of Antara drags you through shattered landscapes where two realities overlap, and nothing stays still for long. It is free to play and scheduled for 2025 on PlayStation 5, PC and mobile. The heartbeat of Ballad of Antara is combat. Every swing, dodge and spell has weight, so fights feel tense but fair once you learn the tells. You guide a roster of emissaries, each with a role and a backstory, and you can swap between them to keep the pressure on or to cover weaknesses. The world itself keeps throwing curveballs, cracks open between realms, paths shift, and some puzzles only reveal themselves when you flip the environment. Solo is fully supported, yet drop-in co-op lets two friends help you chase huge bosses or farm rare materials without restarting your run. Gear crafting and talent paths let you shape a build that matches your mood, whether that is fast and risky or slow and safe. The monetization talk is centered on cosmetics and seasonal passes, which still makes some players nervous, but if the studio sticks to that plan, this could be a massive time sink without costing a cent. Ananta steps in if you want a giant city to mess around in without paying a cent. It is a 3D open-world action RPG where you play a squad of super-powered agents cleaning up strange anomalies while the skyline glows around you. The big flex of Ananta is movement. You can sprint up walls, swing between towers, hitch a ride on cars, and flip straight into combat without a loading screen breaking the flow. Fights are fast and flashy, with weapons and skills that chain together, so you feel clever even when you're button smashing. Characters and gear arrive through a pull system, but the studio keeps saying there will be clear guarantees so you are not stuck chasing one hero forever. A technical test is on the way, and the full release window is still under wraps, so this is a wishlist and watch situation for now. Platforms are PC, PlayStation 5 and mobile, and the whole thing runs free to start. The only real worry people bring up is how heavy the shop might get, so eyes are on how they balance cosmetics and power. If you want a playground city with style and speed, park this on your radar. Arknights Endfield brings the sci-fi catastrophe vibe of the series into real-time 3D. You land on a hostile planet, build a base from scratch, and send teams out to secure zones while machines and storms try to ruin your day. Combat is active rather than turn-based. You move a small squad, drop skills on the fly, and cut enemies around terrain while turrets and drones hold choke points. Back at base, you craft gear, upgrade facilities, and decide which reset tree to push so your next expedition goes smoother. A closed beta ran at the start of the year and another round is expected, so invitations are the golden ticket right now. It will be free on PC, PlayStation 5 and mobile with the usual character gacha, which has long-time fans watching drop rates closely. The charm is the mix of calm planning at home and absolute chaos once you step outside the walls. If you like tinkering with builds and then stress testing them in the wild, Endfield is ready to eat your evenings. Mecha Break drops you straight into high-speed mech battles with zero price tag. It launched on July 2nd, 2025 on PC and Xbox Series, and the PlayStation 5 version is coming later this year. It is a full 3D third-person shooter where you build a machine piece by piece, swap frames, armor plates and weapons, then paint the whole thing to look ridiculous or deadly. Matches come in 3 flavors: team vs team dogfights, raid style missions against giant bosses, and an extraction mode where you dive in, grab loot and sprint for evac. Crossplay is active between PC and Xbox and progress carries over. The store sticks to skins and bundles right now, but players have pushed back on how aggressive the pricing feels compared with the demo. The upside is the actual gameplay feels fast, readable and surprisingly tactical once you learn boost timings and hit management. Customization is the real hook. Every tweak changes how your mech handles, so you always feel like you're learning something new. Lastly, we have Path of Exile 2, which is already playable, but it will not cost anything once it fully launches. Early access started in December 2024, and you currently need a supporter pack to get in. The plan is still free to play on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series when the team is ready. It is a dark 3D action RPG with a top-down view, 12 base classes and a mountain of skill gems that let you twist a build into something personal. You clear a long story campaign, then move into endless mapping and bosses that test whatever nonsense you cooked up. 6-player co-op is in, private leagues are coming, and crossplay is being worked on. Regular patches keep shaking up balance and adding content. Players love the depth and crunchy combat feel, but there is crumbling about grind, threading friction and stat races. If you enjoy thinking with stats and seeing entire screens of monsters pop up at once, this one will happily eat your free time. That is the list. 10 massive games, 0 entry fee, and a whole lot of late nights waiting to happen. If one of them just claimed a spot on your hard drive, let me know which one. If I missed a sleeper you are hyped for, throw it in too. I will keep digging as these roll out, so stick around and we will write these launches together. Thanks for watching and go play something cool tonight.